I thought slowing down would feel like a relief. In the first couple of weeks, it did, and then silence. Slowing down has been a very different sort of feeling. It feels very against the grain. It feels so against what I'm used to doing. Before, I really leaned on structure and I really needed my structure in order to get things completed. And this type of lifestyle is so much more peaceful, but it feels so much more directionless at times. When I was in corporate, it was easier to track momentum and progress towards goals. But when the ground underneath me changed, so did the landscape. It's almost like I'm relearning how to live. It's almost like when I first found meditation and when I found solace in an entirely different world within that. But to my surprise, I think that my identity was more wrapped up in the corporate life than I had previously thought. And so I've been mourning at times, mourning the person that I was and the person that tried so hard to get where she was at. Learning to let go and dealing with disorientation, lack of direction. My external structure has collapsed and it seems like part of my internal structure fell with it. There are no momentum markers here, and everything that I was once working towards feels slightly out of reach. It feels like I'm in a bit of a void right now, and my energy has been inconsistent as a result. I'm trying to reframe my focus, remind myself that momentum isn't only financial, and my progress may not always be visible. I'm trying to remind myself that some seasons don't build outward, but are instead a rewiring inward. I'm trying not to fix this feeling, but instead to allow it to pass through. I'm also trying to allow myself to anchor onto small wins, learning new things. Recently, I've been getting into baking a little bit. I've been making soap, and I've been just focusing on the things that I can control in my life. But since, of course, I don't have a very specific ironclad structure like I had with corporate life, it feels very different because I'm kind of in charge of my own focus and direction right now. That has been incredibly challenging. I think most of all, I'm learning to become more patient with myself. I can feel myself recovering slowly and differently. And change can be painful too, but I'm trying to allow myself to grow with it. I think in a lot of ways I feel like I'm getting a lot healthier. I am able to focus a lot more on my health and to focus on my children a lot more as well. Our family life I feel like has improved quite considerably, but in saying that I think that it still feels so foreign when life worked a very specific type of way for so long to suddenly have that drop away and then have empty space. It can be exciting, of course, but I think that, with a lack of direction and not knowing where to focus your efforts so much and to know how to reach certain goals that were important to me before this entire thing happened as well has been kind of challenging. I think even some of my anchor routines that I like to do, like I mentioned, meditating and working out, even those have been kind of hard to stay consistent with just because of course, with the mourning a loss of an identity that you no longer hold anymore, I think it just mostly feels like I am without that purpose. But I think that what I really loved about meditation when I first found it was sitting with where you're at and not trying to fix anything, but mostly just observe things and to allow things to be kind of a third party and to remove yourself from the situation and not to be emotionally impacted by specific things happening, because of course everything changes, and I know that some seasons of where things fall apart, I know that inevitably things will start to grow together in some way, shape, or form. It's just I think when you're in this weird place in between, you're not sure what that looks like just yet. It very well might be a corporate job again, or it might be something entirely different, something that I'm not seeing right now. I think being in that space where you just have that uncertainty can be hard to deal with. I have so much space and so much time now. I'm just unsure of how to fill that space and time and where to focus my efforts and how to kind of pick myself back up. It's like you're trying to learn something entirely new, and while keeping your knowledge that you have previously acquired that has helped you in previous seasons of your life, but also knowing what parts to let go of and what parts to rebuild and what parts to focus on, I guess. Life feels very different now, and I'm still trying to figure out how to move with it and how to allow myself to grow within it. Anyway, I hope this video helped if you're also in this weird liminal in-between space, and if so, please be sure to like and subscribe to follow along with my journey, and I will see you in the next video.